All right, we'll get started here. Welcome, everybody. Good afternoon. We're here to celebrate a very monumental moment in Project Greenlight, achieving 500 Greenlight locations in the city of Detroit. And we're really honored to be celebrating here at 313 with a gentleman named Clement Brown, who has a really amazing story of entrepreneurship, which I'm sure you'll hear about in a few minutes. So I won't take up too much of your time. I'm going to turn the mic over to the Honorable Mayor of the City of Detroit, Mike Duggan.
All right. Well, Mr. Brown has a flair for numbers, trying to open the 313 shop, close to 313, and being the 500th Greenlight in the city of Detroit. So when we started with 8, we didn't know where it was going to go. And I used to live in this neighborhood. And to see the way that it's coming back, this strip, which was known for so long as the Avenue of Fashion, as we talked about last week, we're going to be rebuilding this whole street. You've timed this perfectly. We will get the median out of your way so your customers can get into your store. But the numbers that we are seeing on the carjackings in this city, they're down dramatically again in the first 10 weeks of this year. And it's because the business owners in this town have spent the money to make their own customers' safety their highest priority, and it's helping the entire neighborhood. And I'm glad to see us be at number 500. I suspect by the end of the year we'll be upwards of 800, and I'm just glad to welcome Mr. Brown to the neighborhood and say things are going to get that much better. And with that, I'll turn it over to the brains of the operation, Chief Craig.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you again. You know, this is really an exciting day. You know, when you talk about 500 Greenlight locations, just 3 years ago, we were at 8. 8 Greenlights, January 2016, and a small idea has now just blossomed. And as the mayor pointed out, this is something that the community wanted, the businesses wanted, all voluntarily. And as the mayor pointed out, what was that number, that goal we got to hit by the end of the year? 800. 800. Did you hear that, Trish? 800 green lights. But I want to thank the businesses and really Fame. As soon as we get done here, I hope that you can size me up. I want to be one of your first customers. But we couldn't do this without our community. You know, our community has embraced us and supported us. And certainly I'd be remiss not to talk about the men and women who wear the uniform, who last year, let me get it right, 66,000 visits. And here we are in the 12th precinct, and I just want to thank Sergeant Butso and her team and the MPOs who really play a key role in stopping by, visiting our Greenlight locations, and making our neighborhoods safe. You know, we think about the success of Greenlight. I think about several stories where an elderly man was robbed, and we used the Greenlight technology to track. While the crime didn't happen on the Greenlight location, it happened certainly in the vicinity, and our detectives were able to go back and identify that suspect in a very short time. That's the success of the Greenlight. And then when you think about the reduction in crime, so as of today, when you look at a reduction, here we are in the first quarter of 2019, we're realizing a 45% reduction in robberies, a 35% reduction in carjackings. You know, when we first started talking about Greenlight and the necessity for Greenlight in and at locations where crimes of opportunity take place, I'm talking about liquor stores, gas stations, we have seen well over a 31% reduction since the start in and around those locations. So I'm excited. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to our next guest speaker, Mr. Brown, Fame. All right.
So I'm super excited for everyone coming out today. 313 is a big deal to me, obviously, as a dream fulfilled. I've been making and selling clothes in the city of Detroit since I was 12 years old. And I've had some successes and I've had some pitfalls. And this is a huge accomplishment. To be on the Avenue of Fashion at this moment in the city's history, and it's perfect timing. 313, we represent our own brand as well as other local Detroit brands. Although we sell national brands, the top popular national brands, my passion is local brands. And so to have a world-class platform to sell and merchandise and distribute local brands is what is the great accomplishment for me here today. I'm super stoked to be a partner of the Greenlight Initiative. I understand its importance and value in our community, and just to offer another thing to make our customers feel that much more safer, or to show them that we are that much more intentional about their safety is important to me. I hope all of you guys are here for our grand opening, which is on 3/13, which is on Detroit Day. We open at 10 o'clock in the morning. It will get festive around 3/13. And so we just look forward to seeing, as many people as we can. And like I say, it's a pleasure to be a businessman in the community. To grow up and to see this dream fulfilled is huge. And to have brands, local brands as friends that I grew up with, like Jawani from Juicing with Jay, and Detroit versus everybody, Detroit Hustle Harder, I Am the Grind, Arden, and all these other brands coming with us is what's most important to me. So I thank y'all for coming today.
Okay, we'll now hear from another one of our Greenlight partners, Mike Curris, owner of Riverbend Plaza.
I was told to come here and answer questions, so I didn't know I had to make a presentation. Riverbend Plaza on East Jefferson, Mayor Coleman Young asked me to build that center in 1984, at a time when urban redevelopment wasn't happening anywhere in the nation. So obviously one of the best things that I ever did in my life. It became one of the first new centers in the city in many, many years. It also became the first Project Greenlight shopping center in Detroit. Most of the other Greenlight locations are single-tenant buildings. Well, we have a shopping center with 17 tenants there. So we have not just one or two cameras. We have 25 police cameras on site that are monitored downtown by the police department. And I can't tell you the level of comfort that it gives, not just our tenants, not just the employees that work there, but especially the residents that come there to shop. We then have now gone on to Mack and Alter and done a second Project Greenlight shopping center at Mack Alter. And again, these centers are complete Project Greenlight, not just one tenant in the property. It watches the entire common areas, the parking lot, the walkways, the back areas. Makes everybody feel so much safer, and I want to thank the police department for instituting Project Greenlight. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Now we'll hear from Nicole Fisher from AmeriCorps and a West Verner Patrol member. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm here representing AmeriCorps, where we serve for. AmeriCorps played initiative role down in Southwest with starting the Greenlight business on Michigan Avenue. We're actually working with the business owners and trying to persuade them to become a Greenlight corridor down there on the Michigan Avenue down in Southwest Detroit. And as well as a civilian, I am active in the West Verner Civilian Patrol, where I serve as president, and we take the safety in Southwest community as priority, and the residents are stepping up and leading the way as far as it. So I want to thank you.
All right, that concludes the speakers, and now we'll open up the floor for any questions.
I have a question for Chief Craig. Chief Craig, did you ever imagine that the Greenlight project will take off the way that it has? You said it started with 8 gas stations, and now you're at number 500.
Well, actually, the Greenlight, the idea was a very small idea. And so I got with our mayor, and we started talking, and the mayor thinks big. And we said, why can't, you want this real-time crime center. Let's connect the real-time crime center, use the technology that in real time, that we can see images. I will tell you, I'm so excited about how this program has grown. But I'll tell you, we've had a minimum of 50 cities come and visit and try to understand and want to adopt Greenlight or something like Greenlight in their municipalities. We had London. Actually, we had London. London, when you talk about video and camera technology to abate terrorism, they're probably one of the leaders in the world. And they came here and they were just fascinated about our Greenlight program.
Chief, what would you say to some of the folks who, you know, we've had researchers quoted in local news articles saying the gains of Project Greenlight are not proven. There was never a study comparing Greenlight locations to non-Greenlight locations. And if you could frame that response in the context of, now this is something we're going to be putting additional public dollars toward as it is integrated on our traffic cameras.
Well, let me just say this. I push back on that vigorously because I know definitively we've seen a reduction in violence in certain areas. Let me just say this. The criminals know about green light. In fact, I remember one story one of our officers told us where someone was arrested. He said, where do we go? We can't go anywhere because we don't know who's watching. And so the one image that comes to mind when we talk about the person that was robbed and shot on Woodward Avenue, when our analysts were in virtual patrol mode, and within minutes of that incident, that tragedy, those suspects were arrested. That's green light. And there's countless other stories.
And just a quick follow-up, yeah, we hear these stories a lot. It's like, we got a license plate number, we got, you know, a suspect description from Greenlight. Do you guys keep track of how frequently it's helped you solve a crime? And if
We do
what is that
track.
number? And
I don't have that number with me now,
would you
but
say dozens, hundreds?
I wouldn't say hundreds, but I can say it's significant. But what about the crimes that are not committed that we don't know? I can tell you there are a lot of crimes that are not committed in the city of Detroit because of green light. And I will also tell you what's not captured is the number of citizens who feel better about going to a green light gas station or green light party store as opposed to going somewhere else. There were times that people would not even want to get gas in the city of Detroit. They do now, and people tell me.
So and I want to address the question, though. There hasn't been any research one way or another, other than the fact that carjackings in the city are down 50% in 3 years, not just in the green light areas, across the city. They've dropped 50% in 3 years. And this is the thing. Mr. Brown is the 500th person to sign up. These are private businesses spending their own money. They're doing it because they've talked to other business owners who have told them this is the best investment I've made. So we haven't seen any need to go out and do any study because the business owners, by word of mouth, are vouching for this program over and over. And I don't think you have to convince the public of this because in the areas where we've had problems and they haven't gone green lights, the neighbors have organized very vigorous protests until those business owners have put it in. So we feel confident in what we're doing. And when we started this, Dan Gilbert was paying for cameras downtown. And people said, well, who is going to be the Dan Gilbert of the neighborhoods? Well, we didn't have one billionaire, but we have 500 businesses who each pitched in and do their area. And as a result, it's had an enormous positive effect. So we feel very good about where we are.
Well, can we talk to Mr. Brown? And
Yes.
Your thoughts about your partnership with the city, the police department, and what compelled you to first partner with the police department in going green light?
Definitely. So, I grew up in Detroit, obviously, and this neighborhood for a while, especially this building in particular, has laid dormant up to 15, 20 years maybe. And we did a significant remodel, and we carry a significant amount of merchandise in our store. And so, I don't know if you're familiar, but last year at our downtown location, we suffered a smash and grab where some perpetrators used a vehicle as a battering ram to crash into our store. And what really hurt us, it wasn't just so much what they stole, but the fact that we were shut down for months because of the storefront had to get rebuilt. And that really, really derailed the trajectory of our business, and it crippled us. And so for me, when I was talking with the police and I was talking with the communities, like, how could this even happen in a place that's so busy? And I got different responses. And one of the resounding things I remember was, is there any cameras around here? Did we catch those? Could we see who it was, or X, Y, and Z? And so when coming here, it was a no-brainer for me. The property owner didn't want shutters so much on the front of the store because shutters they're not attractive. And I would love to do business in the city where we don't have to have these big roll-down shutters that's covering the merchandise, when we close. The visibility at night once we're closed for customers to see what we're selling, that's a big deal. That's a big deal for us, for people to see what we have in the store when we're not, open during hours of operation. And so for the green light for me, it was one of these things to where, and believe me, it's a significant investment. It's a significant cash investment for our business. And I had to come to terms where was it worth it. And I'm here to say, you know, it definitely is worth it. And I'm looking forward to negating some of the issues that we may have had without it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
My name is Clement Brown, CLEMENT Brown, BROWN. Thank you.
And everybody come back, was it Wednesday?
Wednesday is our grand opening, 313 day. We're in the 313 store. We PM, sorry, PM. Make sure y'all come shop with us. Like I said, it's a significant investment we're making over in this neighborhood, and we really would appreciate it if y'all shop with us. Yep.
All right, I'll be back.
Thank you, Mr.
All right, this is
Appreciate
great.
you, man. I look forward to seeing you.
This
Gonna come on.
place looks fabulous.